Good evening, Bears. I hope everybody's having a great Veterans Day. It is the Big Drum Bear After Dark show, and I just wanted to come in here for a few minutes and have a chance to catch up with you guys a little bit. Thanks for those who are choosing to come check it out for a little bit. Hey, KB. Is it KB or Cabby? Long A or short A? Forgive me if I get your names wrong, because I'm kind of a champion at getting names not right, especially my own sometimes. But that aside, welcome. And I think we've got oh, gotcha. or a 7-Eleven clerk, right? One of the two. It's going to be, oh, there's dogs making themselves known a little bit here. And I know we've got some other lurkers that are hanging out. Some good friends of mine that said they were going to come check out the show. Yeah, happy Veterans Day to folks out there. If you haven't had a chance to go out there and say thank you to somebody who's taken that time to serve in the military, definitely worth doing that, whether it's Veterans Day or not. But they're getting a bunch of thank yous today if they get told. There's plenty of places that give like free food away and stuff like that. And I know veterans are grateful for that. I certainly am. But yeah, there's an awful lot of people that are in my life, and I was kind of off the radar today. Largely, I managed to get a hold of a few people. Hey, Honky, I got your message earlier, by the way. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. You're super cool, brother. Appreciate that a lot. Yeah, I managed to get a hold of a few people today and say thank you to them. And yeah, man, I'm fixing to go to bed pretty quick here too myself. I'm just dropping a few words before I head to bed. I put the word out there. I will not be here doing streams most of this coming week. I'm going to be busy working out at the my local Air National Guard base. So I'm going to be away from internet like every morning this week, pretty much. If I find time to do stuff later in the evening, some of the nights this week, I'm going to do some more Big Drum Bear After Dark stuff to fill in this week. But yeah, it's going to be a lack of morning live streams, and I wanted to put a little message out there to share that. I'll probably post it to Twitter as well, but thought this would be a little bit of a consolation here. I know it's tough to go a week without your BDB if you're used to popping into the show, and I'm very grateful. But yeah, for sure, get some rest, Honky, man. I look forward to your next song release, brother. I'm really enjoying seeing you do more and more of that. That's a really cool deal. You know, in fact, I was thinking about Honky today. Somebody else was talking to me. A buddy I know was talking to me about how he's had the loss of a significant other. Hey, Yukon. Glad you could drop by for a little bit. I'm always appreciative. Yeah, another buddy of mine was talking about it, the loss of his wife, and it's been about a year now, and yeah, a little over actually, I think. And yeah, he's struggled a lot with that, but he still just kept his eyes on, you know, being useful, serving people, doing something, you know, and that gets him through a lot of the pain and difficulties that he feels. He finds things to do that are helpful to other people, you know, and keeps himself going. He's got 2 kids that he's still taking care of. They're almost to adult age, but yeah, pretty intense, man. Hey, great white bear. Such great whites. It's always good. It's always good to have another bear up in here. Glad to have you. I'm glad you could show up. I don't usually do podcasts this late, but I came in here for a little bit. I wanted to just say some thank yous to people. I finally got a chance to talk to my good buddy Jeremy. Hey, Hardware Bear. Haven't seen you for a little while. Good to see you, by the way. Hang on, I gotta adjust something. Great White, if you're here, you gotta be treated right. So welcome to mod life for the channel. We're doing this. Everybody's getting a mod up until a certain point of subscribership, and then the mod ship will just drop down, and I'll actually use it for its intended purpose when there's an intense amount of people in this chat. But up to that point, you know, when we get to see over 200 people in a stream, yeah, maybe then it will go away, something like that. But that's got to be well over the 1,000 subscriber mark. So we got to keep on building it up. Got to keep on growing. So good to see Great White Bear join us here. It's always a good thing. Legionary dropped in here. The wrenching part 2. Exactly. That's what will help. What happened? I'll have my own. I'll just drum people right out. I'll just pull out the snare drum. The big what is this? My colonial looking parade snare drum. You know, and I'll just I'll drum you right out. All right, I just hack that wrench. Knock my microphone. I don't even care. I'm going to put it up here. Yeah, that's a good place for it. Right on up there. It's a good thing. You know, it actually kills my lighting, so I don't think I'll do that. It douses it a little bit. Neat little piece. I love that drum. Yeah, happy Veterans Day to you guys. Oh, for sure, Hardware Bear. I understand that. Absolutely. Absolutely. That's awesome, Yukon. I'm glad you had a chance to do that. Howdy, Tyler. Tyler's up in here. That's always a good thing, too. Man, all sorts of people are showing up. Super cool. I'm not going to keep you all late. I got to get to bed pretty quick here. It's getting late in my time. I know Tyler, it's like 2 hours earlier for him. But yes, I've been Great White Bear. I've been in for, what is it, close to 17 years between active Army and then Air Force National Guard. But it's a good deal. It keeps my kids eating, is what I say. So I'm a fan. But there's a lot of people who wished me like happy Veterans Day and happy birthday, and I just haven't gotten back to most of those people. Hopefully maybe tomorrow or the next day I'll be able to. I have a bunch of like Facebook messages and things like that that I'm not able to access for some reason. I don't know what the deal was. Like it said like 26 or 7 people had sent me Facebook messages, and it's probably way more now, but it only showed me like 4 on my page. I don't know what was going on. Typical Facebookishness, but for sure, Tyler. Thanks, man. That's awesome. I appreciate that, brother. Very cool, Great White. That's awesome. Man, look at all these great vets. Ton of this stuff, man. Hey, Trevor. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. For my cervix. Thanks, Allie Bear. That's awesome. Allie Bear's up in here. Well, Allie Bear, since you're a bear and you came to this channel, you may have a wrench. We wrench people here as long as they're verified. As long as they're not just total trolls and whack jobs. Well, I mean, we're all whack jobs to one degree or another. So yeah, for sure it does. For sure it does. It's bear cult definitely has that effect on vets, I think. You got a monkey wrench. No, you get a bear wrench. It means we're barely able to figure out how to use it, right? Properly. But if everybody has a wrench, then nobody can like time out anybody else, you know, unless I do it, right? Then I maintain my ability, and everybody can feel like they're special. And you can share links with me and stuff. I kind of like that. I like it when people can share things with me. When you don't have a wrench, it's harder for you to share links, and I want links sometimes. Yeah. Is this communism? Not at all. See, when I was just saying this a minute ago, when I reach a certain level of subscribership, hopefully into the thousands, you know, 1,000 or so, and we get an average of 200 people per stream in here, then I'm going to need to reduce the mod ship down to just the specific people that I'm going to trust to do that. But if you want to be among those, then, you know, become a loyal Big Drum Bear viewer, and of course you can stake your claim within that, you know. Of course, then the list, you know, the more and more people do that, the list is going to get filled up with like awesome bears and be tougher on me to make the choice. So, but you never know. The bigger we grow, the more mods we're going to need, because we're going to get a bunch of weird whack jobs up in here. Goose, what's up, man? Man, we got all kinds of bears. All kinds of bears. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I can't do Hodge twins. I shouldn't try. So I don't have the physique anywhere near. I've got a big old beer gut. Big bear gut. Let's see here. So Mofo Nature Bear's up in here. I almost missed that. Nice, man. Look at all these bears piling in here. Everybody's going to come in, and I'm not going to stay long. It's going to be short, and I just got to get on with my business. So for those of you that didn't hear me already, I'm not going to be in here most of the week doing morning stream. I'm just not going to be available to do it this week. I might get a few nights where I can do an evening stream, a later stream, and something like this, a little Big Drum Bear After Dark this week. That might substitute, for what we've been doing. But I'm going to be busy doing some work out at the base this week. So I'm going to be a little otherwise occupied and not available in the mornings. But I'll be training. I'll be working on my physical training at the base, doing the track and things like that. I'll probably get a couple of videos uploaded as well, non-live stuff here and there where I can grab a couple of clips during the day and then share it with you guys later in the evening. But yeah, it's going to be an irregular week once again. Not in the morning, Legionary. Yeah, I'm going to be busy working at the airbase, so not available to do morning streams this week. We up at the crack of dawn, so might get some evening streams here and there. That's the goal. I've got some students to teach tomorrow evening as well, and then I've got some studio work to do. I might be laying down some more drum tracks with my good friend Brett Strasma. And that's going to be killer because we're moving right along with these tunes. I cannot wait to share with you guys some of the music that we're coming up with in this studio. He's written a lot of amazing songs, and he said, hey, why don't, Aaron, you come along and play drums on that stuff? And I'm like, you got to be kidding me. Like, it's a dream to get to play some of these tunes. And he's a stellar musician, stellar, engineer in the studio. Unreal what this guy can do at his own home studio. So, and he's got the connections, right, to get us into even more incredible situations. But ultimately, we both have the connections that are necessary for that, and that's the vertical connection, because it's all music praising the creator of the universe. That's kind of our thing. That's what we do, and it's doing it in a really dramatic and passionate way, which I'm a fan of. So the fact that I'm asked to be a part of it is mind-blowing. I'm very grateful. So aside from that, I wanted to mention just a little bit else here. Yeah, Tyler, glad you popped in, brother. Very grateful. There's a lot of people who sent me happy birthday messages today. Yes, Veterans Day is my birthday as well. Hence the title V/B Day. So professional, I kicked my microphone around. And I got a ton of birthday messages and thanks from people, and I haven't responded to even a fraction of them yet. And this is part of my way of saying thank you to everybody that did that. But, oh, very cool, Legionary. That's awesome. That's so sick. I love it, man. That's so cool. See, and that's the thing. I'm a very artistically minded person. So my head is a million places at once. I'm all over the place. So what other VB did you think it was, Trevor? What else is VB? Not VD, right? Let's be clear on that. It's not VD Day. VB. What else could VB be other than veteran and birth? Did you think? Yeah. No. It's VB. It's not VD. Let's be very clear. Is that where your mind was going, Legionary? Is that what was happening there? That's funny. Violent bears. Love you guys, man. Well, we knew that, Allie. We knew Trevor had, that particular issue. Mm-hmm. Just full admission. Oh, man. Trevor, is that a joke, by the way? Or are you serious? because it'd be a messed up if I'm laughing and you're serious, like you actually have the HIV, like full blown. That would stink. But let's see here. Yukon says, today a WW2 vet read the poem of remembrance at the service. 96 years old. It is his birthday too. You know, I'm going to get to the birthday thing. Well, I'm going to finish with the birthday thing, then I'll move on to verbose beatdown. What else did you say? Vitriol beatitude. Oh my gosh. All right, Mofo Nature, I'm going to leave that one alone. Oh man. So funny. So funny. Not full-blown seasons. Trevor, you seriously do? Wow, that's messed up, man. If you're just dropping that in the chat. Hey, Patriot Bear. Well, yeah, I'm pretty much everything. I'm almost done, Patriot Bear. All right, so I was just talking about the fact that I'm not going to be streaming most of this week in the mornings. I've told you that. I just had a conversation with you. You already know. Yes, that's right. 100th anniversary, the end of WW1. That's a good thing. Yeah, you missed AIDS. Man, cracking me up. Okay, so let me finish what I'm saying. I got to stop looking at the chat for a minute. As funny as you guys are. Yeah, that's pretty much how it goes in these things, Legionary. You know, you've been to my streams. You've been to any stream of a bear. So I am trying to think of what I was going to say. So yeah, I've had so many well wishes from people for my birthday, and yet there's so many people who have had birthdays recently who I have not stopped and said happy birthday to. My good brother and mentor Harold Green recently had a birthday, and I did not stop and say happy birthday to him, and I wish I had, because he earned that above and beyond. So happy birthday to you, Harold. I love you, brother. My good fellow drummer Austin Shaw also had a birthday recently, and blessings to him. And they're not alone. There's other people that I've missed. You know, I've plenty throughout the year. There's times where I really have tried to excise from Facebook. And Facebook, one function that it had was that it was keeping me in the loop about when people's birthdays were, because I don't remember on my own. Like I was saying before, my mind goes a gazillion different directions simultaneously, and I miss things. I'm not saying that as an excuse. Like, that's not how'd I put that? I don't want to stay in that place. I want to get to a point where I am very aware of people's important events, where I'm the central people in my life. I'm very, very familiar with when their special times are. You know, the people that would call and say thank you to me or happy birthday to me. I want to be able to do the same to them and beyond. So I don't want to just stay where I'm at with that. I admit, yeah, I'm not there. I'm not remembering you guys half the time when it's time to do it. Or I see it pop up as a notification and I don't get to it. I don't do it right then and there when I see the notification. So I miss out on responding. But I don't know. The Facebook birthday thing has been an issue to me for a long time, because I don't want to just tell you happy birthday on Facebook. I want to do something more than that. Hi, Debbie Ursa. Glad you could be here. I'm so glad. I love it when you get a chance to come to streams. Yeah, for sure, man. Miss Debbie. 26. Try upping that by 10 there, Patriot Bear. Yeah, I'm getting to be an old man, but not that old. It feels like it most days. But yeah, no, I'm just really grateful. I had an opportunity today to sit back and think for myself for a little while. Spend a little time on my own, maybe a half hour or so, to just I wasn't alone. I was, you know, around other folks a little bit, but had some time to contemplate. Excuse me. Yeah, see, I'm going to head to bed. Yeah, I had some contemplative time. And it's only my birthday for one more minute. It's only Veterans Day for one more minute here in my area. If you're watching from further out west, it's still Veterans Day / my birthday. Let's see here. Yeah, I had some time to really think about what the last 36 years have been like, and what I'm doing on my birthday at this point in time, what I'm doing on Veterans Day. Where am I at as a father, as a husband, in serving others? You know, how is that working? And where am I as a musician? Where have I been? Where do I want to be? kind of just doing a little perusal of the timeline, so to speak, the events that have gone on thus far and have yet to go on, and what I'm doing about that, how I'm making choices within that to make it more worthwhile than it's been. I took my kids, was it? Well, I would say the other day. It's officially now Monday, where I'm at, but on Saturday I took them out to a park that's about an hour away from, 45 minutes away from here, something like that, and further out east. And we'd passed by it once before, and I thought, well, we need to stop back and check that out because it's a really cool park. And we went and played there, and we had a lot of fun. We did some neat things, and the kids met some other kids there, and they played, and we had a good time, even on a cold day like it was. And then, after all that, I went and took them over to the library in one of the nearby towns, and they had this thing called the International Games Day. And at that library, they had like 9 televisions set up with different video game systems, like old retro NES, SNES, Nintendo 64, the Wii. I didn't see a GameCube. I thought that would have been interesting. But a lot of neat stuff. And let's see here. I'm just trying to think. They also had large board games there. That's what I was trying to remember. They had Giant Connect 4, and I played that with my daughter a couple rounds. And they had giant checkers that took up most of the room. And so 2 of my kids were playing that back and forth, my daughter and my middle son. And that was flipping awesome. It was super, super cool to see them trying that out. But we were just hanging out, having fun. And then they had like a virtual reality setup. They had some computer set up with the goggles and the little handled things. And so my second son, Jackson, he got a chance to try that out. And he was having a blast. I mean, it was really, really interesting stuff in the environment that they'd created for this. But I got some video of him trying that out. It was just a lot of fun. Spend a good time with him. And all the while during that day, I'm thinking about, what kind of opportunities am I giving them today? What things are we having a chance to grow in today to help them be better prepared for life? It was, I mean, I'm always thinking about that when I spend time with my kids, but it was my birthday. Patriots killing me. Yeah, it's just been interesting having an opportunity to spend time thinking about what job I've done, especially as a dad. And plenty of areas where I'd be the first one to say, I definitely drop balls here and there and everywhere. I'm not doing as great as I could be. I'm not attending to certain things. I'm not looking to the development of my kids in certain ways that I want to be, and yet ways that I definitely am. And I need to give myself credit for what job I have done, because they're great kids. They really are. I'm very proud of each one of them. I'm so grateful to be their dad. I'm so grateful to be given the gift of the responsibility to speak into their lives and see to it that they grow up to be productive citizens. Their mom has that job too, and she does her share. And her folks help out with that in a lot of ways, and I'm grateful to all of them, Yeah, our kids are growing up to be good people, and I want to make sure they stay on that path because it's hard. It's hard. It takes a lot of work from us. It takes a lot of work from them to recognize the work that it takes and to take up responsibility for themselves. So while we were at this library that I took them to, where they had this thing going on, there was this table. These ladies were out there with this table full of books, And they said, "Are you a veteran?" And I said, "Yes. Would you like to take? You could take any books from here you want to for free." I was like, "Well, that's really kind." And they had some really interesting books, and I had to put a limit on myself, guys. You know how horrendous I am with books. Some of you know, I have far more books than my wife could probably. Like, she's probably at her breaking point with the level of books that I have, and I've told her I am in the process of paring down. So the fact that I'm trying to pare down how many books I've collected, on interesting subjects, and a lot of it's biblical books because it's like gifts from my grandfather after he died. My mom's dad, I say my grandmother, my mom's mom, wanted me to have many of his biblical study materials and things because he had shelves full of. Well, shoot, you can see it here. Like down lower, I've got full commentary set. I've got other books like Bible in Hebrew and English. I've got this is one of my favorite, Alfred Edersheim, Life and Times of Jesus the Messiah. All this kind of stuff. It's mind blowing. I've got an old school what is that? Strong's Concordance here. This one is a book on Judaica, just like all these different little bits and pieces about Jewish history and tradition and different things like that, people that are prominent within that. Too many books. And that's a small sampling, guys. That's a small sampling, what you just saw. So, yeah, I didn't even scratch the surface with showing you that. But I said to myself, okay, I'm only going to take 3, no more, no less, from this table of free books they're offering me, and I'll make sure they're small books. So I saw 3 that were interesting. One like on World War II stuff that looked interesting. One that was on helicopters like Chinooks being used in wartime that I thought was interesting. And there was another one that was like a novel about some young man in Civil War days. And I thought, boy, that'll be interesting. I like all 3 of these. And then I stopped and just looked at it and I saw it. It just popped out at me. Jocko Willink's Extreme Ownership. They had a copy of that for free, man. Like, I had to grab that up because I wanted to read that book. I need to read that book. So I put the World War II book back and said, okay, I'm going to take the Jocko Willink book. You're right, Yukon. You're absolutely right. I'm also not a fan of Chinooks. They're Patriot Bear. I've ridden in too many of them. And they're like giant blow dryers with the jets. They're blowing in your face as you're loading all of your gear into the back of it again and again. One of my jobs when I was in the active Army, for those that don't know, I was a drummer in the 3rd Infantry Division Band, and I was with the small rock band contingent, or one of the ones we had. We also had a whole set of country stuff as well. We'd go all over the area of operation in Iraq and play at little patrol bases in the middle of nowhere, or we'd play in former palaces of Saddam's and play little rock shows for an hour and a half or so. And we'd a lot of times travel by Chinook, and we'd load these things up in the middle of the night at the flight pads, and we were our own roadies. So wearing all our gear, wearing our rifles around our back, we'd have to load one thing after another up the ramp in the back of the Chinook, and these 2 giant jets that are on the back there blowing at you like super hot, huge blow dryers. And you just got to go through it. You got to do it, man. You got to get it set up. So, and that's the safest place to load at because you don't want to get... Well, with a Chinook, you don't have to worry as much about the blades dipping too low, but definitely would have to be careful with the Blackhawks and things. It's a little different arc of the blades, so you got to be careful where you approach. But I'm right there with you, Patriot. You're absolutely right. They're a mess. I think when we took a trip to what was it now? A patrol base. No, it was a larger forward operating base. Where was that? Down in it was southern Iraq. We did a thing. It was like a change of command or change of responsibility ceremony for, I don't know, some unit from the Georgian army. It was interesting. And on the way back from that, we took it was either on the way back or the way there. We took Chinooks. And one of our dudes, he was a tuba player. And as I understand it, he upchucked in his helmet. Or no, it was in his shirt. He went down his shirt and just had to sit there like that the whole time, having a horrible time, man. Like, that's just got to be awful. But he figured that's the best place to do it. You know, go there, and then it's not all over the place. You know, so he's basically got to sit there with the upchuck down his shirt the whole time. Like, that's just got to be awful. Thank God I wasn't sitting next to him. That'd have been rough. But my my first sergeant used to say, there's two kinds of people in this world: those that get airsick and those who will. You know, it was almost like willing us to get there, because he's had his problems. But yeah, man, good times. I'll take Blackhawks instead, thanks. No, the Chinooks are great. They're fun. Yep. Oh, it's rough. It's rough, Patriot. We both know. We know all about that. So at any rate, I got extreme ownership, and I can't wait to dig into it. I've been a little busy. I'm going to start digging in this week. I'm going to take some time, but I want to imbibe that motivation. I mean, no, it wasn't Gun, dude. It was after that. It was after Gun, brother. Chapman was his name, Frank Chapman, and he was my first sergeant in the band unit, and he's a gas man. He's the one. He wasn't the one that did it. He was the one that was making that quote. There's two kinds of people in the world. That was First Sergeant Chapman. He was a great guy, great trumpet player, intense dude. Let's see here. So. Allie Bear. I didn't expect that. I should expect absolutely anything from bears, especially at this time of night. All right. So what was I going to say else? Grateful to people who remember my birthday when I don't remember theirs. I'm very grateful for that. And I want to do better, because people, they deserve it. They deserve for me to do better. Own yourself, own that, right? Extreme ownership, own that stuff, right? That book was making me think about how I want to own stuff, like, you know, remember important things from people, own it, right? Take responsibility as much as you can. Look, Buckle, want to pick up the biggest burden that you can. I mean, gosh, what good are you? You're useless and you're miserable, but you're probably more trustworthy than me. Maybe you won't completely back out on everything that you've said, eh? Maybe when you say you haven't slept, you'll say it's been for a reasonable amount of time, not 25 days, eh? It's been a while since I pulled out the Peterson, so it was time. Oh man. So at any rate, yeah, a lot of veterans out there that I haven't said Happy Veterans Day to who have earned it. And if I've missed you, my apologies. I want to get it better, but not apologies. I'm going to do better. No, I'll just give you my word that I'll work to do better. I want to honor people better. Our littlest one fell asleep in a sled at the outdoor service today. Adorable. That's pretty sweet, man. That's awesome. Yukon, you should be happy about that. We don't care about what? You're just goofing on Yukon there. I missed it. Oh man. Or are you saying veterans don't care? No, I care. I want to care more about just being more aware. Yeah, I know most don't. Most really don't care to hear it. And I get that. But I'm not just thinking about just saying it. I'm thinking about honoring people appropriately. I want to be in a position of strength. You know, I showed my kids a Crowder closer, whatever they call it right now, from some weeks ago. And he talked about compassion? Was it something that was that the left basically has the corner on? And it's like, no, people have said that for a long time, but it may have been true at one point, but it's certainly not true now. Essentially, these platforms that say, you know, we need to just make people give their money to the less fortunate. It's like it's bred out of envy. It's not bred out of compassion. And envy is a place of weakness. Envy comes from a place of weakness, essentially. And weakness is what happens when you don't have ownership, when you don't have responsibility for yourself. I don't want to be that way. I can be that way very easily. And I know my tendencies. I don't want to be that way. So I'll take what I can get to kick myself in the butt, because I see myself getting softer. I see myself getting weaker as I get older, and I don't like it. I don't like it at all. It's not a good thing. So I need to fight against it by owning myself. I just got owned by me, right? That's essentially what I need to do more and more. And hang around people who will call me on it and say, yeah, own yourself a little bit. Get better, man. Keep kicking. My wife and I just started digging into a Bible study that we've been asked to be involved in for a little bit here. With Brett, my buddy Brett, the musician guy, and Friday nights we're having pretty interesting discussions. It looks like it's going to be a neat group. Talked about bears a little bit. Talked about some of y'all, not in depth, but just enough. Lifted some more of y'all up in prayer. It was a good time. It's a good thing that's going on. Steve and I have talked a little bit about that too. We need to talk about that more. It needs to happen. I don't know. But got to grow, man. I got to keep growing, and I got to decide that has to happen. That's what this next year is focused on. It's okay. You might as well just accept it. I accept it. I'm old. I just started calling myself old once I hit 30. I'm like, I'm old now. You know, and I'll just decide when I get to be 50, I'm going to be like ancient. So, you're just screwed, Patriot Bear. It's just how it's going to work. Oh my goodness. So, I want to clear something up. All right. Patriot Bear, he's a really good guy. He and I have been friends for a long time. And, I don't know whether it's been talked about. I think Big Riggins a good guy, but I know there was a misunderstanding, going on, between Big Riggin and Patriot earlier this week. It is nobody's fault. It was a mistake. Nobody bear any ill will toward Patriot Bear. He's a good guy. He's seen more intensity in combat situations than I have. And he and I spent a whole year together seeing a lot of that stuff. But Debbie, she's getting us. But, you know, Patriot Bear's awesome. He's a good guy. He's a good family guy. He's been through a lot of stuff, and so he's like, how would I put it? Skeptical at times. Like he's on guard, like he should be, right? He didn't mean any harm, Big Riggin, if you're out there listening. He's good people. He's a good bear, right? I'm so glad that he's part of the Bears, but yeah, just take it into account. He's a dude that's seen some crazy crap in his life, both in the military side and in the not crazy. You're a good dude. In both the military side and the civilian world, he's seen some insane stuff. So his reactions might not be what you would figure they would be, but just make sure reach out. He's been trying to reach out to bears and get to know more people. So definitely welcome. Patriot, and he's going to start doing some YouTube videos more and more. I think he's been a little bit busy, had some heavier stuff happen recently. So, Patriot Bear 1776. He's the dude. Go check out his channel. He's going to be posting some cool stuff, trying to work out his thoughts, get things down on video diary type thing. Okay. I'll make it a little more video journaling. How about that? Now, you don't sound like a little girl. little girly man. You don't know how to use a seatbelt? It's okay. I have trouble with some technology myself. It's so funny. Let's see here. Yes, thank you, Debbie. There you go. That's good stuff. All right. So hopefully some good has been done here. Some justness. I don't know. I've got dogs roughing about things upstairs. I'm going to try to calm them down. And then I'm going to get up early and I'm going to go do some militarying and some chaplain assisting. And yeah, should be good. Bears, I'm going to miss you this week. I'm going to hopefully get to see you a little bit more when I can. But until I do again, engage your mind, engage your body, engage your heart, and seek to serve the ultimate purpose. Peace, Bears. Love you guys. Happy Veterans Day.